Trustees of the Willits Unified School District is called to order at 5 o'clock. So roll call, Mrs. Nunez,
Here.
Mrs. Lambridge,
Here.
Mr. Wilker,
Here.
Ms. Sukney,
Here.
and myself, Mrs. King.
And our student.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, I'm sorry. And our new student board member, Amelia. There are changes in the agenda, in the consent agenda. The extra duty pay schedule has been removed and will be put on the next month's agenda. So that's the one change I know of. So the board will accept a motion to adopt the agenda.
I move to adopt the agenda.
Okay, thank you. All in favor? Aye. So there was no closed session tonight, so we have nothing to report out on closed session. And I would like to introduce our new superintendent, John Baker, and we're excited that he's here. So the regular meeting of the Willits Unified School District, we're already in open session. So Ms. Sukney, our board clerk, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So governance norms, I'll just, I won't read the whole thing, but I'll read the main title. We agreed to act with dignity, to respect differences, to build trust, to work as a team, to engage the public, to focus on the success of every student, and work together for the common good. So I believe we have some informational presentations tonight. We have one on the summer maintenance completed projects. So Rick?
Good evening, everyone. Rick Starmella, Director of Maintenance, Operation, and Transportation. This summer was a whirlwind. It sure seemed like it went by in 2 weeks. Never enough time to get everything done. But we had, we accomplished a lot this year. I was pretty proud of where we're at. I could use another 3 or 4 days, but with that being said, I'm sure you guys all got the PowerPoint presentation attached. So my maintenance staff and the summer work crew I had, those 3 young ladies will never paint probably anything the rest of their lives, but they were a huge asset to us. And they were on time, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. It was like they were born to paint. Now, like I said, they probably will never want to paint again. But they got a lot of ground covered. In the summer work group with Cecily Potter, Lily Herman, and Brody Lamprich, which I misspelled her first name, I'm sorry. So what we did at the high school this year, we laid some new flooring, a couple classrooms, a couple new office spaces we designed. The biggest feat for me was after talking to Mr. Bowles and Will in the old library, which is now the weight room, the 2 restrooms in there have not worked for, I want to say, a decade, someone told me. And Josh Potter and I, one of my maintenance guys, one day last winter got a wild hair to see what was going on, and we opened up Pandora's box, but we did get to the bottom of it. 12 and a half feet deep later, we repaired they got the bathrooms working again. So that was a pretty good win on our side. We renovated boys' locker room hallway, cleaned it up, new FRP panel on the walls, new paint, new anti-slip floor, new LED lights. stand, all new electrical, upgraded the electrical panel, enclosed the ceiling, new lights, exhaust, and there were some upgraded appliances installed as well. So when you get to the next event, soccer or football, check it out. I think you guys you'll really like it. The girls painted both locker rooms, interior of the art room, finished painting all the doors green, except for two I saw today that we missed, and they're right out in front of the school, the cafeteria. We did some landscape upgrade in front of the mat room where we had that gigantic hole. And custodians did their normal deep cleaning from top to bottom, from the upper ledges and lights and fans, all the way down to the baseboards, waxing floors, shampooing carpets, windows, cleaning furniture, and then, of course, the furniture shuffle from room to room. Moving on to Brookside, we're just finishing up the SDC renovation in room 23, which was gutted and installed new sheetrock flooring, lights, ceiling, casework, paint, interior, exterior,
Bathroom.
a bathroom, a sensory room, the entrance with cubbies, and we're just finishing up. It'll be turnkey ready for students for the main classroom. We still got a few finishing touches to do in the restroom. We finished up doing some casework in 16, 17, and 18. Removed a couple outdated water fountains. We've got some fencing that's going to be installed behind room 23 to enclose that with the cyclone fence to match the rest. And then again, major cleaning and waxing. Also, there was a new TK playground installed over by Head Start in the corner. So that was pretty exciting for the site. Moving on to Blosser. Blosser got a whole new facelift with the parking lot. They as well got a new updated 21st century playground structure. And basically just minimal repairs, because that's one of the newer sites, and it's in pretty good shape. Bechtel Grove, we did 4 or 5 classrooms with new floor, the LVT floor planks. Summer crew girls went over there and painted all the doors. High school cafeteria got some new appliances as well as Bechtel Grove ovens and stoves. And then same custodians did top to bottom cleaning. Sherwood, we put in new floor in the office and beefed up that floor. Replaced some deteriorating T111 on the restrooms and installed the basketball hoop. They also got some new appliances, and we replaced the water pump in the water tank. District office got a little bit of interior facelift, new wall, new ceiling, new lights. I think that's about it there. Oh, driveway, geez, yeah, the parking area is no longer gravel and rough and washboardy.
Water runs down.
Or water.
Yes, it does.
We'll see, that remains to be seen.
And hats off to my guys at the district office. I think from start to finish, from demo to install, it was about 4.5 days. Give or take. I mean, we still had to do a little cleanup and stuff, but Mr. Baker was able to get in his office after 4.5 days. It was a little loud, but he was there. And in a nutshell, that was about it. You guys have any questions? Yes?
I have a couple. Did they finish Sherwood's ground and all that? Did that all get completed? It was gonna get blacktopped or whatever, and, oh, okay. It should have ended probably by May, but I'm a little behind.
Off the new structure
Yeah.
that was built, that has not been asphalted yet, it's been graded out,
Oh, it's been
but it's
graded?
not received any, we were gonna do just like road base basically,
Yeah.
but no, we have not got that done yet.
But I don't mean to imply that, you know, I'm
Yeah.
not. I saw it back to school and all the time, and I thought, oh, this was really, a lot that you've done over there.
We still have a little bit to do around the play area there with the wood chips, trying to condense everything, to kind of give it a border and separate the road from the playground, so,
Well, it looks real good, especially compared to the past. And then I was
thank you.
also interested if the girls were working community service or paid?
They were paid,
Oh, okay.
intern, I don't know what we would classify them as, summer help, basically, I think it was.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I had a crew last year as well of 3,
Uh-huh,
which helped out with the tedious, like I said, the painting.
yeah.
I mean, Josh, or Cecily Potter will never touch painting.
Neither will Brody. Brody won't either.
And
She's
Brody
like,
was the
she's
artist, she
never
did,
gonna
if you
paint
did the high school, you'll
under
notice
green
a
ever
couple
again.
W's up that we put up,
Yeah.
just to include a little, give it a little bit more snap.
Well, I thought you did outstanding on those. And the
You-
ones I've gone and looked at, you did outstanding.
Thank you.
Yeah, the improvements are amazing. I went and checked out the snack track the other night after our sober grad meeting, and it looks awesome. It was a long time needed, so
Yeah,
it's
it was-
awesome. And all the green doors look awesome. But yeah, Brody told me she will never paint anything color green ever, ever again.
Heather green and Willits gold.
Yeah, she's like okay with the gold, but she's over the green. So. But thank you. She learned a lot, so.
Yeah, no, they were all, that was a very good crew to have. Anything else?
That's it, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And we have a presentation on, the Willits Unified School District Security Camera Infrastructure. Presentation.
Hello,
Hi.
we are going to, I'm a visual person, so. Here's some examples. And, what's going on here? Oh, it needs to be on that. On the wrong-
Because on the front button.
Oh, there we go. Gotta do that one. And? Ta-da! Okay, my name is Jennifer Maples. I'm the Director of IT for Willits Unified. This summer, we were able to do a camera security infrastructure upgrade, which was desperately needed district-wide. So I'm just gonna give you a little quick rundown on the project that went on this summer. I'm just gonna demonstrate how the project improves student safety and staff safety. That's super important. And it also helps our community as well. So this is just a project overview. So there was a total, I know that number's large, 247 cameras that were installed district-wide. The project was completed in 56 days, so they started June 11th, and then we literally finished August 6th. Dakota did a lot of work with the company that did the install. It was a lot of work. So this project was bond funded through CMAS, so there was no impact to our general fund. So the goals were to enhance safety for students, staff, and the broader community. We replaced our outdated, unreliable systems. We had it was the same system, but we had a lot of different models, and I'll go into a little bit more detail about that. So we were able to centralize and standardize our camera technology to the whole Willits Unified District. So that was really exciting. So why the upgrade was needed? So we had a lot of challenges with our old system. Our system was outdated. We had older cameras, newer cameras. We had an NVR, so it's a network video recorder. So it's basically like a server that would store all of the data. And we had, instead of having one system, we basically had a different system at every school site. And so we had no central access to remote visibility. So it wasn't I don't even know how to explain it. It wasn't like one system. It was one system, but it was like several islands trying to work together, basically.
It was the same vendor. It was just that each site had one NVR for itself.
Yeah.
So all the cameras were the same. They were installed 2015, I want to
Yeah.
say. And they've been in use ever since up until June 11th.
Yeah, so the problem we were having is we were running out of space. So like the high school, for instance, they needed more cameras. We would have to buy more NVRs for storage. And so it was going to end up costing us more money. So our video storage filled quickly, was limited retention. Reviewing footage was slow and very unreliable. Sites had to rely on us to go find the footage. And with our old system, we didn't know if the cameras would go down. We had to rely on the school site to tell us because the technology in those cameras didn't allow for that.
Support that.
It did not support that. We had the basic of the basic.
Yeah, with the new system, if a camera goes down, we get an email alert.
Yeah,
That way we know that it's offline and we can go correct whatever problem is there within a relatively reasonable time frame.
and we ran into a lot of instances where sites would ask for footage and either the camera wasn't working or we just didn't have a camera in the right spot. So with the new system, why we chose Mercado, we did a lot of research and we've been looking at cameras for a long time. I reached out to several districts. I'm part of a site, and which is California IT and Education. So I'm a certified CTO. And so I was able to reach out to the community that I'm involved in. And everybody said Mercado was like hands down the best system you could possibly get. Because there's a lot of additions that we can add onto the system later on. So it's cloud-based. So what that means is each camera is essentially a server. So,
Each camera is its own VR. The video is stored on board
Yeah.
for 60 days. They're all in 4K.
the old system was, what was the,
It was 1080p.
yeah, so you couldn't even like see anybody's face on the
Or
old
license
system.
plate.
Or license plates, anything, nothing. So they stores for 60 days. There's a smart search by motion, person, or vehicle. So at the school site, if you, here's a simple example. A student's backpack is stolen, right? And so the student's like, well, I think the backpack was here, but we don't really know if the backpack was there. We can actually follow that student throughout the campus and locate everywhere that he's been and where the backpack was left and who took the backpack. So that's just one example. Let's see. So each one of these cameras have a 10-year warranty, and the company is awesome. Like even with the install, we had some issues with some cameras, and they literally like overnighted the cameras. And they're California based, so they're out of the Bay Area.
And a maroon.
So if we had to, we can drive down there, you know, get a camera or whatever. They're just a great company. So some of the safety gains, we have faster responses to incidents. Like I said, the technology, we're able to see more spots and locations that we couldn't before. And, you know, detours, vandalism, and unsafe behavior. It helps support law enforcement. Do you want to explain that little tidbit?
So in the past, we've had multiple requests for video from sheriff's office, Willits PD, and all that. The previous method was, you know, they'd call us, they'd be like, we had an incident between, you know, midnight and 3 in the morning.
And hopefully we had that on camera. That was another issue.
And usually it would end up either having to pull down from the NVR that block of time or give them access to the camera so that they could scroll through it themselves.
Yeah.
They wanted to do both in the past. Now we could essentially create a account for
And we don't have to do the whole flash drive thing anymore. We used to have to like, I think we had an instance where we had to physically mail a clip on a flash drive to like an attorney. And like, that's always kind of freaky because you're like mailing video on a flash drive. I don't know, I didn't like that. It also helps, so we have cameras that actually face, like out in front of the high school. Pretty much from the tennis courts to the intersection is coverage now.
Yeah, everything from the pool, all the student parking lots, the main parking lot, the CLC remote front of transportation, that's all covered now.
And we've gotten a lot of calls in the past from law enforcement asking for, there's incidents that are happening on, Main Street. Do you have any video clip? We really need that. And like, sorry, we don't have anything like that. And also like around the perimeter of actually all the school sites.
Yeah, Bechtel's another.
Bechtel's another hotspot that we've always ran into issues with. So yeah, we have that full street coverage, and the DO, we've got full coverage. So yeah, so it benefits the community too. So I feel really good about that. So coverage, access, and audio compliance. So that number in the beginning was very large because some of the cameras that we have are they have four cameras in one basically.
Yeah, they're multi-sensor cameras.
Yeah.
They look like big old saucers.
And they're like under the eaves.
Yeah, if you look out in front of the high school, you'll see one. There's 2 at the high school, 3 at Blosser, 3 at Bechtel, and 2 at Brookside.
I don't know, he remembers all those numbers. Yeah, so we have 94 at Willits High School. Before we had, I don't think we had 53, yeah. Bechtel, we have 67 now, which we,
Up from 45.
yeah. And then Blosser, in the district office, we have 52. Brookside, we have 26. We had hardly any cameras at Brookside. At San Pedro, we have 8. We didn't install any up at Sherwood because we can use what we had. There's not very many cameras up there.
We do have the extra cameras to upgrade,
Yeah.
which will probably happen in the near future.
Yeah, so access control, so only the district superintendent, our principals, assistant principals, I have access, and Dakota has access, so the IT department does if we need to, pull footage or help law enforcement.
Do maintenance, whatever.
Yeah, and it's, it's a unique password, and of course, we don't share passwords with anyone, right? Audio policy, so all the audio features are disabled by default. So when we replace the camera, the next camera, it's by default, so they won't have any audio. So we aligned with the California Penal Code, so. And then these were the vendors we used with. So our CMAS vendor was a BDJ that I do a lot of business with. We get all of our Chromebooks through them. Pretty much, we've gotten everything, projectors. So CMAS is basically, if you're a CMAS vendor, you have to go through this huge process to be certified, and through the state of California. And they do all kinds. They do services, technology, lots of different things that they do. So they're basically guaranteeing that you're being provided the lowest possible cost. So you don't need to go out to bid for it because you're guaranteed the lowest cost. And RigCorps, they're out of Santa Rosa. They came up here. They came up here every day for 56 days. Became really friendly with them. They're great. Yeah, and so that's it. And if anybody wants to come and check it out, we'd be more than happy for you guys to come check it out, see all the different bells and whistles. There's a lot of different features to the camera system that we haven't even passed out the logouts yet, so. We haven't even gotten there yet, so, we have an ability to do, visitor passes, it does facial recognition, if you have a crazy person on campus, you can capture the picture, and then you can pass it on to the other school site, like, hey, beware, this person's coming on campus, so I could go on and on. It's a great system, and I'm super glad and fortunate that we were able to do this for the district and our students and our staff and our staff and the community. So good
email
question.
screen?
So right now it's web-based, so they have to log on through their computer. We don't have any, I think Gloucester's the only one that has a screen, a monitor in their office, yeah. Yes.
And you mentioned that you have certainly more cameras now at multiple sites than previously. My question, at night, do we have enough outside lighting to actually support?
So it has night
Yeah, they have
vision
built-in
capability.
I was hoping that would be the.
Yes, but we were not gonna, yeah. Yeah,
It's good for up to about 100 feet. There is significant exterior lighting at most sites,
yes,
so that further increases that.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
echolocation as well.
I was hoping for radar.
Yeah, well,
So when things settle down, after the school year starts, we could ask for,
please,
to come and get a
please,
demonstration?
yes. I would love to go around to the school sites with you, so you kind of get an idea of what it looks like at each school site. But we have the capability of doing that in the IT office too, so we could give you we could show you what it's capable of doing, yeah.
Right.
You can follow my kid around school, so we can find him, we can follow him around, yeah. He would hate that if he knew I said that.
I'll be there.
Well, this is very exciting, thank you very much.
I'm super excited, so yeah, this new system, it does a lot more than I could even talk about, so I'm really excited, so.
Any other comments from the board? Questions?
It's a comment.
What do you got?
Well, it's like I told you earlier.
Yeah.
I truly appreciate that you've set it up and also that you included the information about the audio. That was a
Yes.
real bone of contention
Yeah.
a few years back, and
Yeah,
I really appreciate now
oh,
that
thank you.
when you back it up, you shouldn't have any more
Yeah.
trouble with it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nora.
There you go. I can't see anymore, I need glasses to do anything.
All right, so now we have communications, and first off is the superintendent. John?
All right, so thank you. So I would say that it's a privilege and an honor to be here as a news presenter. And I had the privilege actually on Tuesday morning to have a breakfast with all the teachers and many of the classified employees of Blossom, and it was great to meet many of them and to also to acknowledge our employees for the work they're doing here at Willits. And the food was great too. I mean, I want to say that was great. Also, the next day was yesterday actually, we had some great training, UDL, and also that Renaissance training as well for the teachers, and also some tools that was given to the teachers on how to handle challenging students. And so I'm very grateful that we have that, and it is still the goal of the district to provide this type of training so that they are equipped to do the job in the classroom and know how to deal with the students in the classroom. One thing I'm very proud to as well is that last week I met with the principals, all the principals and assistant principals as well. We have a day of retreat. We covered so many things in one day. I know their brain was kind of quite heavy at the end when we spoke a lot about creating a vision and creating goals, where the goals will be presented to all the board members in September. And also the art of being a leader. And that's my high focus, is to be a leader. And so we're working on that, and especially building a relationship, so which is vital to the work that we're doing. I also want to say thank you to all the custodians and the maintenance personnel. They have done so much work around the campus, and I walk around the campus, and the amount of work they have done to get the schools ready is a lot of work. So I want to say thank you to all of them. With that here, I just want to say a couple more things that I'm still in the process of, it's going to take me a while to analyze all the schools and the function of all the schools and district, and to develop short-term and long-term goals as well on what I'm seeing. But the critical thing is just that is to build, my goal here is to build strong relationship with the teachers, all the classified employees, with everyone here, because I believe, like I mentioned on Tuesday morning, that we can do some great work working together, because unity is strength, and we all have ideas to make things great for our school, and knowing that the work that we're doing is for our students. That child we're going to see on Monday morning being dropped off, we're doing that work for them, because they are the future for us. So just a reminder to everyone, and I'm just gonna, it's gonna be an exciting year, and here I am. Okay.
Okay, Amelia, you're next up, student board rep. You just share anything you want about what you know is going on at the high school. And usually the student board rep, because we know you have homework, or you don't have homework, but you can stay for the whole meeting if you want,
Okay.
or after your comments, or after you hear everybody else's comments, you're welcome to leave.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you. Well, good evening, everyone. My name's Amelia. Right now, yesterday in leadership, we had our first meeting, which then we worked on what we're gonna do for freshman orientation, which was today. We have 113 new freshmen coming in. It's our biggest class for like the past, I think I heard 10 years maybe, our biggest freshman class coming in. So that's pretty exciting. They're all very bright and very obnoxious. But, it will work. We had a really good freshman orientation. We ran it smoothly. We had Mr. Mansfield came and Mr. T came, and we had a whole layout this year where we mapped out which route we were going to be taking to avoid kids kind of fusing with other groups, which was an issue last year. So because of our route plan this year, we did a really good job not doing that, except one single kid snuck away from my group. I'll have everyone know that. But besides that, it went smoothly. All the kids, after lots of encouragement, actually played the games that we asked them to play. At first, they were like, no, we will not play those. And yeah. And that's really what we're up to right now. We had, like I said, a successful meeting. And then right now, leadership is planning to do, we're in the mix of planning a couple months from now, if I remember correctly. A few months from now, we want to have a town-wide sort of fundraising hide-and-seek game on campus. They want to do the whole community thing, and they really want to outreach it to the other students at other schools, so other younger kids are involved in it as well. And then at that, they want to do barbecue, but we don't have a full solid plan for that yet. That's just something that we've been thinking and we are hoping to do. And then, yeah, that sounds pretty much the wraps of it. We're also trying to make like improvements on our spirit weeks, because sometimes in the past we've had a hard time with kids coming in with spirit for like spirit weeks and those sorts of things. We're planning to make a spirit closet where kids can come in. It's kind of like a library loan in a way. They can come in if they don't have stuff, because some students struggle financially to buy gear for spirit week, for example. So we're planning to make a student closet that students are able to come in, check gear out, and hopefully that's going to improve just school spirit in general, because I think that's a very important part of the high school. Yeah, that's what we're up to recently so far. And that's only a meeting in, one meeting in. So we're going places. Yeah. Thank you.
Right, board comments, I'll start with you, Jennifer.
I've been talking with my new superintendent in terms of the ethics studies. I don't know how many people know, our governor had ordered that we have a term of ethics studies before a kid can graduate from high school, and that they were gonna pay for it. And then they decided they're not gonna pay for it, which leaves it up to us. And ethics studies are something, it's really simple. It's not political by nature. It's about culture. So for example, my master's thesis was on the protest songs of the United Farm Workers and their socioeconomic and cultural context. Was it political? Yes, because it was a union. But it wasn't politics the way we are living through politics now. And we used to have it where kids would learn songs from different places when they were little in kindergarten, Frere Jacques, and goodness knows what else. And there's a lot of things out there. It's questions about what do you eat for dinner and what, you know, what languages do your parents speak and what kind of music do you dance to? And so that's something that can start really young, and we're hoping to get that going at the TK and kindergarten level. I've got a number of different discs with songs and games and other stuff, and see what we can do. So that's what I've been up to.
Thank you.
Yeah.
David?
Okay, well, again, over the summer, well, actually before the end of the summer, actually decided to come out of retirement. And I'm actually going to be the new resource teacher for Willits Charter School. Which again, is going to be a bit of a challenge because again, the last time we had an IEP meeting was over 10 years ago. And it's not like riding a bike apparently, just riding to it. But fortunately, I'm getting some good help from, Kelly Labus, as well as our program director, program specialist, Lynn Peterson. So I'm hoping I get, that helps me make that smooth transition possible. Also, had a chance to talk with Mr. Baker one-on-one not too long ago. And I also want to thank you because you've been very good with consistent communication. And I think, again, one of the things that really helps everyone in the district is kind of know, where we are as far as things are going up. And again, even during the summer, for a lot of us, that's the last thing we're thinking of. But it's good to know that someone's actually minding the store. So, thank you.
Thank you. All right, April?
Over the summer, I've enjoyed hanging out with all of my kids. Looking forward to getting back to a schedule. I know most people, but I don't know what day of the week it is. Throws me off when I'm at home with all 4 kids and I don't have a schedule. So I'm really excited about that. Sober Grad started back up, so our first meeting's the first week of school. We've got 125 seniors this year as of right now in all the schools. So we've just been working on that and seeing all the improvements on all the sites. I've actually visited most of them. The welcome back breakfast was amazing. Food was amazing. Kitchen staff always do such a great job, so it was really nice. Again, just like David said, the communication, huge and very appreciative. Other than that, just looking forward to getting the year started.
Paula?
Okay, over the summer, I paid attention to some summer schools that were not near as spread out. It was very fun that way, it's easier. And I was a little disappointed that Nuestra Alianza had about half their kids, as they generally have. But I wasn't particularly surprised. I think everybody can figure out the concerns. I had the great opportunity to do 2 things with Mr. Bowles. One of them was go and check out his carpenter club or class. I don't know. Anyway, they built real buildings. They built a real mill, and they have a deal to cut up. This is how much I retain, so go slow. They can slice up wood and take off the bark and the whole routine. They can even make chips, which will be handy. I noticed it's like $4 grand to put some chips at a school, and look at that, you can do it for free. Anyway, they're close. Anyway, and they just did everything that a group of buildings would require, including the ventilation system and all the windows and all the sides, and it was just beyond amazing. A couple of those kids I knew, and I thought, gee, they paid attention for more than 3 minutes at a time, which was a big deal because they did it for a full 8 hours. It just was beyond outstanding. And then I got to learn that his it should be a bee company. But anyway, went around to a couple of people that I knew out in the valley and gave them boxes of bees for them to pollinate their trees and do all the other stuff. And since a friend of mine has an orchard in Durham and spends, the minimum she's ever spent is $500 on a couple, not 2, but like 5 boxes of bees. And for Mr. Bowles to go send those out, build the whole queen hive and do the whole routine was another beyond amazing. Anyway, those are talents I didn't know that he had. I may not pay attention to the union, but other than that. Anyway, that was a real big deal to me. I've been to the site meetings for the faculty. I only got to go to 2, but they were both really good. It was between Ms. Hutchins and was gonna call you Aurora, but since I'm doing names, Ms. Chavez, there we go, and those were real good, their staff looked interested and were doing things, that was good. And then naturally, I also got to visit Mr. Baker, and I am beyond happy about the communications. I like it when everyone knows the same thing and pretty much at the same time. That's, for me, a real big deal. And then naturally, since I can't carry on a whole meeting without telling you bad news, I have some concerns for Bechtel Grove's English language learner programs. And as I hope you'll find out at the next meeting, there were some outstanding gains and growths. And now this year, I'm looking at something that's real similar to the way they used to do it at Bechtel Grove, and how it had no growth and no improvements in it. It does really concern me a lot that a program that works gets exchanged for one that never has, and it's had years of practice. So you do need to know, I'm sure you'll enjoy it, and I'll keep you updated.
So I want to welcome John very much. I've been meeting weekly with John as the board president, and we've had some really good meetings. And John's communication is just excellent, and he's hit the ground running. And I feel we've made a really good hire by hiring John as our superintendent. And I also really appreciate his very thorough Friday updates that he sends to the board. His communication is excellent. And I wanted to say that I'm very excited to have Diane Johnson and Michelle Hutchins as new administrators at Brookside and Bechtel Grove schools respectively, and Anna Perna-Steffen as on-site administrator at Sherwood School. And I also wanted to make a special welcome to all our new employees. I was hoping Rick would still be here, but he left. But I wanted to thank Rick and the maintenance grounds custodial crews for all their hard work they put in this summer, fixing up our school sites. I attended some of our staff in service this week and was pleased with the topics presented and the engagement I witnessed of the staff. And I want to thank Ezra Post, who's a Bechtel Grove Middle School teacher, for the wonderful literary experience he provided to a group of Bechtel Grove Middle School students this summer, meeting weekly while they read The Hobbit together. I just was so impressed. He sent me an email outlining his program, and I just thought it was just wonderful. I think it's an experience that the kids involved will remember their whole lives, is reading The Hobbit together with their middle school teacher. And I want to thank the Bechtel Grove Middle School staff members who put on Cougar Camp last week for incoming sixth graders to help give them a step up as they start middle school. I asked my granddaughter, who's an incoming sixth grader, Lucy, what she rated Cougar Camp, and she gave it a 10. And I have forwarded each board member information about no-cost online trainings and webinars from the California School Board Association and the Small School Districts Association that will help keep us informed and improve our effectiveness as a board. I hope they take advantage of these training opportunities because they're free. I also look forward to this discussion taking place at the end of this meeting regarding the government's team workshop. And I wanted to welcome Amelia. My son was the board representative, student board representative in 2004, 2005. So.
How alive then?
And I want to thank for the wonderful back to school issue that they do the week before school. It's very informative and it helps the school district communicate to the community. So that's it from me. All right, next we have CSEA.
Good evening. On behalf of CSEA classified staff, welcome to an exciting new school year. We'd like to welcome Superintendent Baker to our district and our student representative. We're happy you're here. We're happy you're here too. We're looking forward to continuing our strong partnership with the district as we work together to support our students, our fellow staff members, and our entire school community. This year brings a leadership change within our chapter. Our former president, Kevin Kazosnica, has stepped down as he is no longer with Willits Unified. We want to thank Kevin for his dedication and service to our members and wish him the very best of luck on his new adventure. Stepping up to the plate is Tom Harvey, our former vice president, who will now serve as our chapter president. Thank you, Tom, for taking up this important role. We'll be holding elections at our September 9th meeting, that's our next one, to hopefully fill our vice president position that is currently open. We're also having our general elections coming up in December as well. I would like to give a special thank you to our custodial grounds and maintenance teams, as we've echoed multiple times this night. They've done a fantastic job. Over the summer, they worked to get our schools in shape, cleaning classrooms, repairing facilities, improving grounds, and ensuring that every space is ready for our students and staff to return on Monday. Their efforts in these final weeks have been graciously appreciated. Though much of their work happens behind the scenes, it does not go unnoticed. We'd also like to wish all of our amazing teachers an absolutely fabulous start to the school year. We appreciate all you do. Many of us are parents, so I can't express enough how grateful we are for your dedication. With the spirit of collaboration and dedication, and yes, hopefully a healthy dose of fun, we are entering the school year with optimism and enthusiasm. Our classified employees play a vital role in creating a safe, welcoming, and supportive environment that allows students and staff to thrive. Your continued encouragement and recognition of their efforts makes a real difference in everything that we do day to day. Together, we ensure that this year will not only be productive, but also filled with positive experiences for our students, our staff, and our entire school community. So here's to a successful and rewarding year ahead for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, WTA, Brian.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Brian Bowles, and I am the WTA president. I'd like to start by welcoming John Baker. He's been welcomed many times, but much appreciated being in that chair. Thank you. I'm wearing my Cal Poly shirt today. I got up this morning and I've already told this joke once, so bear with me, some of you. But I've had my Cal Poly hat on and my Cal Poly wrestling shirt on. I wrestled there, went to school there, and my son is now electrical engineer major there. And I asked my wife Lisa if this was too much, and she said yes. So I had to either lose the shirt or lose the hat, so I lost the hat. Put on my Big Ten hat, which represents my classroom the first couple days of school before we get the kids there. We went through our professional development days, and kind of a mixed bag, I would say. We have a variation in our population of teachers. Some are right there and need what we got delivered to us with UDL, and some of us have been doing it for 20 years, and so that's always a hard target to hit. So in the future, I'd say maybe ask for some input from the teachers, maybe in May, for what would be beneficial use of that time when we start school. One of the things that you mentioned earlier today in your opening was engaging the public as part of one of your governance ideas. And I would love to put that on your plate to consider posting this live. We have a lot of our members, a lot of community members that actually look forward to being able to play this while they're making dinner and keep abreast of what's going on in the school district. I think it was a very valuable tool and really enhanced the ability to communicate with the public. So I strongly recommend that district consider that in the future. You mentioned the summer construction program. It's one of the funnest things I've done teaching-wise in a long time. It was a blast. I worked with Mr. Peterson, who is the construction teacher. I'm the woodshop teacher. But we brought our two skill sets together, so we built the doors for that building. We were able to build the whole thing in a 9-day slot, poured the slab, built it, roofed it, and the last day we were actually able to mill a log and put it in the kiln that we built. So that was a huge success. I feel like I'm looking forward to a similar program in the future. It may or may not be a one-off. I'm hoping it's not a one-off. Coordinated with Caltrans when they get down logs, and we actually got some of the logs from the widening of the road delivered to the site, so we get to utilize some of our local resources and I don't even know what the right room name for it is.
The girls' new locker room.
Oh, yeah, well, there's a lot of exciting things going on there, but the big one for me as a wrestling coach is the hygiene that is lent by having a bathroom on site. And then as a teacher, the site management, so then students that have to use the restroom don't have to leave that building to go to the locker room, et cetera, and spend time doing other things than going to the bathroom. So I'll piggyback that with, I'm excited about Minga, which is our new program that we're using to decrease the amount of absences from our classroom by monitoring and having a successful tightening of the leash of when people leave our classrooms for bathroom breaks, et cetera. So I'm really excited about that, as well as our staff is. I want to commend Mr. Baker for something that I've been requesting for a long time, which is a true floor-to-ceiling wall in the district office to make communication a true private space. It's way overdue, and I really appreciate it. And I think everybody in that space will greatly appreciate it as well, so thank you. A couple things that are troubling for me, we're down like 5 or 6 teachers, full-time teachers, district-wide. We've elected not to rehire some of the people that left, resigned, et cetera, moved positions. One of the big ones for me was our music program. Our music teacher left to a different district, and originally the district chose to not hire that position. We had a good conversation with Mr. Baker about the importance of the music program, and we've since offered and had one of our members accept to do a 0 period, which gets us to 1 period of music, and we've agreed to fly a half-time position at the high school with the end goal of getting back to FTE for music. So I'm really excited about that, but really I'm excited about it staying status quo, which we're below that right now. So right now, currently we have 1 period of music, not during the school day at the high school. I'm worried about that as a program. We've also merged our severe mod classroom with one of our special ed class, our resource classrooms. So 1 teacher is doing the job of 2, and we have a really high population of resource students in our high school, and so that is a major concern for me, to make sure that we get to meet the kids' IEP goals. More on that later, but that's not for a public meeting. Bechtel Grove is another concern of mine. Every class is maxed out right now at 32, almost every single one of them. In the past, we've tried to rectify that by buying preps. My concern as a teacher leader is it doesn't give us time as a district to help mentor our new teachers, because there is no time in the day. Once you sell your prep, you start the day at 7:30 and you go solid. If you're lucky, you get to eat, and then your day is done. And there's no rest time in there. There's no time to prep for the next day's class or that day's class. And so I strongly recommend we hire at least 1 more FTE. We need more elective classes offered at the middle school, and we have, I think, 6 that we need to cover. We're also close to violating a lot of contracts because we're teaching too many preps beyond our contract language. So a lot of concern to the middle school. I'm really excited about the security cameras, to be quite honest. They were needed. I have a major concern about them at the same time. We spent about $880,000 of bond money on that. That's a considerable amount of money. We drained everything we had in the last drawdown to buy all those cameras. We currently have no air conditioning, no heating in our auditorium. The roof in the wood shop leaks. We have old chairs, old desks. All these things that the bond was actually intentionally for are still waiting to be done. When we had a functioning, albeit, I agree, not well sometimes, security system. So that one, I'd actually recommend the board creating a committee that makes recommendations based on input from maintenance department, teachers that understand construction, basically samples from the community that can give better advice on how to spend taxpayer dollars. Historically, I went to the oversight committee meeting, and I asked pointedly who made that decision. It was one person, which was Mark Beebe at the time, without any input. So I would like to see more input into that, so that we can that's hitting us really hard right now is the budget. All the budgets, all the classroom budgets have been divided into two, Brookside and Monster, I believe. And so for the entire year of getting supplies for the students, they're offered $150, which today, you know, it might buy you a steak if you're lucky. And so it's being offset in some ways by doing the bulk orders, which is fine, right? We need to know we have a way to save money by doing bulk orders. I'm not opposed to that. But we're now doing the bulk orders right now. The school starts Monday. So there's a time lag when we get those materials, and a frustration, right? We're all moving this year without a paycheck, and we're buying things for the classroom out of our own pocket. Those are not good business practices. So I'd like to ask for more input on what kind of discrepancy funds are offered to our sites so we can properly get the supplies that kids need. And they're different each site has different numbers. So more fairness, more equity, and more explanation too. We actually have a financial crunch, and understand that, but we're also spending money on a lot of unique things that cost well over the difference in that savings. Let's see. The program that had those three young ladies doing the painting is fantastic. I'd like to see that expand in the future. Obviously, I'm not interested in violating anybody's contracts, CSEA or teacher otherwise, but that is a good program. And I'll end, I had a story to tell, and I heard Rick tell a story about paint, his daughter, how she's never going to paint again. And I had a young lady, when we were building sheds, we had to mix all the concrete in wheelbarrows. And she was the first one in my classroom, took the shovel, told everybody how to use the hose, and mixed every single bag of concrete. And at the end of the day, she told me, Mr. Bowles, I want to thank you so much for having us pour this concrete. I'm like, that's great. I'm all excited, right? I'm like, holy cow, amazing, right? And then she said, I know now that I will never touch concrete another day. And that's fair, right? I laughed like Ms. Hickney did, but it's true. You have to experience things to know whether you like them or not, whether you're good at them or not, etc. And so the more experiences we can get our kids, the better. So I'm looking forward to the board and Mr. Baker providing more experiences for our children. And I think the way you do that is making sure we have the supplies for them, making sure we have enough teachers in the classroom, and making sure that our support staff, in this case our CSEA staff, across the whole board, can come to work and make sure that they have a working wage coming back. We're losing people from CSEA because of the financial burden of our health benefits. And when you're motivated to not work full-time, or you're motivated to get a job somewhere else, that directly affects our ability to teach our students. So it's something the board, I think, should look at very soon. Sooner than now even, but I'll leave you with that. It's an important thing. We have a community here. We need to support that community because they support our students. And so I thank you all for all the work you do. You have a big job up there. And I want to give a little shout out to Amelia. If I may, can I brag about you for a little bit, Amelia?
If you insist,
Okay.
I won't stop you.
So somebody made a comment about homework for Amelia. And Amelia is on track to be above a 4.0, she already is above a 4.0, I believe, right now. And she took it upon herself to take 3 college classes over the summer. So she did have homework, probably right up until last week.
Yep.
And she called me up very excited to let me know that she got 3 A pluses in those classes. So, you are well represented with Amelia in that corner over there. She is a fantastic speaker, fantastic human. And watch out, because she's a really good wrestler too. Thank you,
Between you and Jennifer, I thought I heard you say that the cameras were paid for through bond money, and Jennifer, I thought I heard you say they were paid through a grant. So I'm trying to get clarification as to what paid for the cameras.
Bond money.
Bond money,
Bond, yeah.
okay,
And she said it right.
Yeah.
She
okay.
said it correctly.
Okay, I must
She said, no, I think what maybe we misheard was that it was, there was no money paid out of the general fund, which is also correct.
Right, I understood that, yeah, okay.
Will I had heard from someone different than the both of you.
Don't quote me, but total district-wide, it was about 800,000.
Okay, and you're just
Yeah.
telling me one side.
On the oversight committee was listed at 880,000.
880? No, that's good. Thank you.
All right then, so on our schedule, we have a 5-minute break. So it is now 6:01, so we'll return about 6:06.
Sure, you get 5.
Yeah, right.
It's 6:06, so we'll be starting our board meeting. And we now have time for public comment. Is there any here who'd like to step up to the podium and make a public comment? The public comments will be first speaker. Yes, please. Podium's right there.
Actually, I don't really have a comment, I just wanted, I suppose it is. I was very interested in the student representative, and I don't know what the full, I mean, is she elected by the student body, is she selected by the staff? Is she here for the tenure of the whole year, or is she going to be in and out? And what are her basic functions, does she have like a connection to the student council, those sort of questions?
So I can answer some, and high school principal is here. She's hopefully here for the whole time.
I can also answer questions. So,
Oh, and yes,
yes,
you
I'm
can.
back.
Okay. Do you want to answer your question?
Yeah, may you please repeat maybe what you asked, because I was outside.
Well, basically, I was very interested in what you actually do.
What I do, like
But
what I,
are you selected by the staff, or are you elected by the student body? Do you report back to the student council?
okay, so the way I got in to be right here is I got over 50 kids in my school to say that I'm pretty much worthy for the spot, that they would like me to represent them as a person. So that was a student-based decision, and I'm also in leadership, and so I'm part of my school's leadership commission where I do participate in like what my school does as a whole. Like I said, Spirit Week for me is a really big thing. I love going all out for Spirit Week. I love dressing up, and my school right now we're lacking that, and that's a big reason why I joined leadership, because it's my senior year and I want to leave. I love leaving an impact on people. I'm going to go study to be a teacher when I graduate, so that's one of my biggest factors for being in leadership. And then just as myself, what I do, I came into the high school, I was actually at Sherwood before the high school, so I went to Sherwood. Miss Aurora got me skyrocketing in my math level, so by the time I got to Sherwood, my math level was, like, when I got to high school, my math level itself was really well, so I kind of just hit the ground running my freshman year. I had a goal, I knew what I wanted. And then I met Mr. Bowles, who's my wrestling coach.
Are you a senior now?
I'm a senior now, yeah. I met Mr. Bowles, who's my wrestling coach. Miss Aurora and Mr. Bowles both are very big mentors for me. They both have really impacted me. Aurora, like, they both just are incredible people. I'm team captain now of our wrestling team, so I know what it is to be leadership, and I enjoy these sorts of things, so, yeah.
Is the superintendent's leadership a continuation of a leadership program that's in your school?
What was that?
He emphasized the leadership. I don't know if it's a program with the
It's a program within our school, yeah, it's a zero period.
Is that an ongoing one? or
It's
is
an
it-
ongoing program, yeah, it's a zero period, so most of the students get to go to school at 8. I have to get up now at about probably like 5 a.m. every morning and get down to school at 7, which is terrible. But I live all the way up the hill, so I'm really dedicated. A lot of people in leadership live in town, and they drive. I don't have my license yet because I'm sliding.
So you walk in the snow 10 miles?
No, I'll ride my horses if that's the case. But yeah, I come from all the way up the hill, up
But I
like the
mean,
third week.
each day of school,
Each day of
you
school.
go there early,
Yeah.
and what do you do then?
Then at leadership, that's where we talk about our spirit weeks, what we want to do for rallies.
So you have specific projects.
Specific projects, yeah, exactly. Things, what we really work on is, it's a leadership role. It's trying to lead our students, making sure our students at our school understand that, I mean, one, they can communicate to us. I'm very open to people trying to talk to me.
So So you relate with the students?
Yeah, I think I
and with
actually
staff.
would, yeah, pretty much. My biggest thing, I actually, over summer, I took English 200, and one of the essays I had to write was about it was about like what was going wrong in school districts, and my biggest thing that I wrote about was student representation. And now I do believe that, I mean, we can all sit here and say like students this, students that, but I'm a student, I go to Willits High School, I have seen all the districts, and I know what I'm talking about in a way, like, and, I think that's the most important thing. Student representation is very important to be up here because
Thank you very much.
So maybe you could stay and talk with her after the meeting as well,
That's
to
okay,
get some
I'm
more
finished now.
information. Okay.
I got my basic questions.
Okay. Okay, anybody else for public comments?
May I say one thing?
Sure.
Can we please open the doors? A lot of things are when the doors were
Yes,
open.
please. This is what the auditorium feels like.
Now that the building is closed, it's probably going to be more quiet. Thank you, both of you.
Okay, so now we have the consent agenda. Items on the consent agenda are approved in one motion. So we made a change to the consent agenda. We have taken off approval of the 2025-26 extra pay schedule, which will now appear on the next board meeting agenda. So do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented with the one change?
I move that we approve the consent agenda with the one change.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry, we have questions. Are there any comments or questions?
I have a question. This went through the two associations to be agreeable or not, did it change that?
Just WTAs.
Just WTA? Oh, okay, and that wasn't an issue.
What are you asking?
Well, you're sort of a rep for this.
it's not a classified salary schedule.
Right.
It is not.
I'm
There's
sorry,
one
I'm on
item-
the calendar, you're absolutely correct, excuse me. I was concerned with your calendar, I just circled the wrong one. Sorry, thank you, never mind, thank you. Excuse me, I have no questions.
Anything else? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so now we have a public hearing to, I think I have to say what time it is, at 6:14. A public hearing regarding the local control funding, and accountability plan for 2025.
And it's not just public that has to ask questions, right? Or is it only for this part?
Okay, so I open up the hearing for the local control and accountability plan. No? Okay, anybody have anything they want to say?
I do, then I wait until we go for the vote and then ask some questions.
Yeah, so before we go to that, the public hearing is just that, the LCAP was submitted to the board in June, it was approved by the board in June. However, there was a missing section of the LCAP, is the public hearing. So you're supposed to have a public hearing, the budget in one board meeting, and then after that is another board meeting just for the LCAP. So everything's been approved, but to ensure that, yeah, we're kind of reversing the coin, just to making sure that we're meeting the requirements for the county, and that's one piece is missing. But the LCAP has been approved already, so for this school year.
Okay, my understanding was that we would redo it and put it back in the proper order. Well,
Yeah,
what you're
so-
saying is not this year, and just
No.
hopefully that's next.
Yeah, in June, it was not done in proper order, that's why.
You're right.
So now I'm just fixing the order, and that's, I have to put it back, just to make sure I'm meeting the requirement for the, Minnesota County certification.
Meaning this will be backdated,
It will,
or the other new
No,
board will be
no.
pulled forward?
the LCAP will be backdated. The LCAP has been approved by the board already. This allows for the public hearing for the LCAP. And then what's gonna happen, like in December or January, I will do an update of the LCAP, of the expenditure of the LCAP in each category. And then we submit a new annual LCAP at the end of the school year, show what we spent.
Oh,
Yes.
Thank you.
So, public comment? I just have a quick, I don't know if you want me to come up to that. Brian Bowles, acting as a community member. I would just like to ask that we redouble our efforts to get community input on this LCAP. It's a legally binding document, it explains how we spend our funds, and it, again, is our taxpayer money. And so we have historically a very low turnout to those meetings. And so we're really guessing in a lot of ways how our community wants to spend that money. And so I would speak with the board and Mr. Baker to figure out a way to solicit more input from our community. Not about the current thing on the board right now, but as in general. Thank you.
thank you. Close the public hearing at 6:17. Okay, now we go on to action items, and the first one is D, approval of tentative agreement between Willits Unified School District and CSEA, Willits chapter number 261. So do I hear a motion to approve the action item as presented?
I motion to approve it as presented.
Do any board members have comments or questions?
I need a little clarification, please. I had a good deal of trouble figuring out what was or was not changed in this contract. As a general rule, what happens is you get a different color or italicized as opposed to not italicized. The only thing I knew that was definitely different was the 25-26 school year, the district will increase the cap from 12.6 on the insurance to 1,300. Now, I know we're not gonna sit and discuss the contract, but there are two things. One, it would be really handy if maybe that difference could show up. I don't know who did your typing for this, but
I was not part of the negotiations committee.
so it would only
Cannot
come
speak
from
towards
them?
that, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
I
And
can certainly make the suggestion though.
if you could, that would be really handy. Thank you. And my other concern is just that there has been some talk that there will be a couple of additional changes. According to this, it's finished. So if there were any additional changes, well, you didn't negotiate, so you might not know the procedure that would be
I
followed.
do know the procedure of the negotiations. It is my understanding that once this is finalized, it's closed until the next time we do sunshine.
Oh,
Is that not
okay.
correct?
Or an MOU.
Well, it used to be
Or an
correct.
MOU,
If there's
absolutely.
any additional change, it will come through as an MOU.
Yes,
Which the unit votes on.
yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's what I heard, but some of these people were very adamant, and I don't mind
I would encourage
reiterating
them
that.
to reach out to their e-board members,
Uh-huh.
to get clarification on that, absolutely.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, now we have a board vote. Is there any other comments? Oh,
Yeah, we have a motion.
so I make a motion that we approve the tentative agreement between the Willits Unified School District and CSEA Willits chapter number 261.
You have a motion, you just need a vote.
Okay.
It's just a vote.
Okay, so all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, we go on to approval of the 2025-2026 work prevention plan. So do I hear a motion to approve action item D?
I forget, isn't that actually the work violence prevention program?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, we need a program for that work.
Yeah. It's just a typo in the name.
So it's a workplace violence prevention program, and it's kind of from the labor code. required to establish and implement and maintain the workplace violence prevention programs. So that we have something secure and this transparency into the language as well.
So who needs somebody to?
To approve the action item?
I move that we, go to, move to approve the workplace violence prevention.
I second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Okay, we go on to item number F, approval of intent to employ Jamie Yvonne Campbell, moderate severe special education teacher, certified teacher, certificated teacher, Brookside Elementary School, short-term staff permit request. So do I hear a motion to approve action item F?
I move that we approve it.
Do I have a second? Okay. And do I have any board members that have comments or questions?
Yes. This says that this person is a certificated teacher. Is that a standard teaching credential? It is not special ed, that's why it's here for a short-term staff permit? Or is it a lack of a full credential? Because it seems on the other page that they are not fully credentialed.
We can answer the question. This is supposed to be a board.
Right, but I can't vote on something if I don't know what the certificated teacher
So-
is doing.
So it's because
They are not credentialed.
they are not credentialed, they are still working on their credential, they're trying to get a permit. So this type of permit provides time for the teacher to fulfill the credential program, and sometimes it goes along with the cost and time for them to do it. So this actually is interesting because this came out about 5 years ago after COVID, when the state realized that there was not enough teachers qualified for having a credential being in the classroom. So the state made things easier 5 years ago. Prior to that, it was mostly like a 30-day emergency credential. But after that, it was like just a permit, give them a chance to get a permit, enroll into their college, and get a credential.
But the short-term part is still the full year.
It's a 1 year,
right?
it's a 1 year thing only. Yeah, allows only, so the short term is only allows 1 year for the teacher to be there in that specific permit only.
Okay.
And
Thank you, this language is a little different than usually, and I appreciate that.
And it will end at the end of the school year.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, approval of G, approval of intent to employ Dana and Henry Farquhar, multi-subject certificated teacher, Gloucester Lane Elementary School, short-term staff permit request. So do I hear a motion to approve item G?
I move we approve, vote to approve, intent to employ Dana Parker.
I second.
Any questions from the board? Comments? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
All right, then, and then we go on to item H, which is approval of intent to employ Sarah Marie Davis, multi-subject certificated teacher at the Grove Middle School with a short-term staff permit request. So do I have a motion to approve item H?
I make a motion that we approve item B.
Do I have a second? Okay. So do I have any comments from the board or questions?
I think member of the board has the same concerns about this as well.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
No, yeah, it's just, and again, just my general understanding is that just given the dearth of fully credentialed candidates, this is just what we need to do for these guys.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
All right, then, we're on to item I, which is approval
impressive that usually it's about half of that, because
Yeah.
you're qualified for more, so.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna say. It's double what it usually is, and the person in that program does really well in requesting, meeting the regulations, and giving it back to her students. It's really, really good what she does.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, we're on to item J, approval of 2025-26 district representatives for Mendocino Lake Adult and Career Education Consortium. Do I have a motion to approve item J?
Now, oh, excuse me. Oh, I would move that the district representative for Lindo Lake Adult and Career Education Consortium.
Okay, second? Okay. Are there any questions from the board?
I have one, and that's a matter of clarification also. I'm aware that the district person or the leader of this will be you, Mr. Baker. Does that also mean that either Mr. Horton or, I'm sorry, or Ms. Chavez will attend with you, or only if you can't make it?
Only for 10 minutes. So typically, we're going to be rotating.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
because those meetings, I heard that they're very, 3-4 hours long.
They are long.
And monthly or twice a month. So to ensure that, you know, due to when we bring the time,
Yeah.
so give us time to schedule to rotate.
No, that's, for me, that's really good, and everyone is kind of informed better. So, yeah, I was just curious if that was on.
Okay, so the final item on our board agenda, I'm sorry, we need to vote. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, so the final item on our agenda is a discussion regarding the government's team workshop. So what's on you, John?
So, I reached out to SSBA, and I have a very close connection with SSBA, and it's a small school district association. And what I'd like to do is to have a governance workshop in September, so that give us some training for all the board members and myself to work together and learn about our role and our role within the community and what we're doing. And also, I'd like to develop a 3-year strategic plan for us so that we have goals, that we know where we're going for the next 3 years. But this needs to be done during all the time that we have together. So SSBA is willing to come from a very long distance to be here and try to guide us, and which is a great thing because again they represent small school districts, and so just need to know what day and time works best for you so that I can let you know. We could do a weekday in the morning. I know that some of you are working, or we could also do a Saturday morning as well. So I'm trying to be flexible and between work and family. So if you give me a few dates that works for you, that will help me to know what I can do.
Speaking just, are we answering them right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
For me,
some dates.
weekdays.
Weekdays?
Yes.
Okay, weekdays.
Saturdays I've got some grad fundraisers, and if I'm out there, I'm at football with my daughter who's over here.
So weekdays. And if we do weekdays, as we go further that morning or afternoon is best for you.
Yeah, it's weekdays for me, morning or afternoon.
Okay.
As long as I have notice.
Same thing for me.
Okay, and then, will you follow?
Either one, so long as it's not a weekend.
Okay.
Same thing. I'm fine, morning or afternoon, whatever.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is to reach out to SSDA and reach out to the board members, let them know the date, and then that will be board governance team workshop that will be part of the board meeting. So we'll be doing some 2 hours.
Will be part of a board meeting.
Yeah, it will be a board meeting.
doesn't erase the regular one on the 11th?
No, it will be an additional board meeting,
Oh, okay.
focusing only on the governance workshop for us.
Oh, okay, yes.
So why we're looking at full, maybe 5 hours, with a break between, of course.
If you want us to be awake, it's actually.
Yeah, so it'd be great to do that because we want to work together and just,
So it'll be open to the public if the public.
and we take place at the district office.
Oh, okay.
So that will be the location.
And you'll let us know whichever date it is.
Yeah, I will let you know.
The conference room in
At
these.
the
District office, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have access to projector and then they have access to.
So you'll let us know.
I will let you know and then we post on the board.
Thank you for mentioning it.
Yes.
So do any board members have any items for the next regular board agenda?
I do. Let me just move. I'd like to, in September, I would really like to see a presentation about Becker Road's English language learner program, and I've spoken a little with Aurora about this and a couple of the teachers that are doing that. I don't need to talk about it a whole lot for this coming year, anyway, but certainly last year's results, I would really, there's a big need for that. I think the students did outstandingly well, and it shouldn't take more than maybe 20 minutes or 15, but I would like to see that. I'd also like to see a discussion, maybe not next month, but probably, maybe it should be done in a closed session or whatever, about the location of our board meetings and the taping of them, and about the trimesters versus semesters that we do in our district. So those are the 3 bills from me.
Anything else from anybody else?
I would just respectfully request an opportunity to share a slideshow and bring the builders of that program over the summer in September. They're working on a log that are putting their names into, and they can present that and share with us.
So, I just remind that, so for board meetings, if any of the, you can only allow the comments during public comments. After that, let's make sure we follow that, and that's part of the board meeting workshop we're gonna do. Otherwise, it's no longer a board meeting, it becomes a meeting. So, but if you want, reach out to me, email me, call me, and I'll come to see you, and then if you had, what you want, like to see at the board meetings.
Well, Mr. Baker, I could add it myself. I did go to see that, and I did say that I would bring it up to the board as a little awards thing, and so I'm truly sorry I forgot on my list. Right, except that that's something we need to discuss also, because in the past, we have always allowed anyone who comes to a board meeting to suggest something for the next one. We're gonna change the rules, we said we need to make that.
Allowed in the
Board
past,
documents.
it's been
And that's what we have, board documents coming from SSD. You're gonna go ahead and tell us what, that's to be sure that we follow the law.
Exactly.
The instructions say, do any board members have any items for the agenda?
And older board packets added the public, and they have no going on. Why not?
Just in this for the time being, is it possible for Paul to amend her requests for topics to include Brian's
Yeah,
visit?
it's,
So that way it's still a board member comment for this meeting.
Or why don't you just reach out to the superintendent?
because this is faster and easier, it's done right now, no one needs a second meeting.
Okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Not,
I move to adjourn.
big,
Do you want to amend what you?
well, yes, what I need is that it's on the agenda for next month. And so if I need to do it now before we shut down, I'd be very happy to do that.
Okay, why don't you do that?
Oh, excuse me on my mistake, I would like to amend my request for next month's board meeting. I'd like to make sure we have the presentation about the ELL progress last year and hold a bit, little awards assembly. I'd like to do something almost identical with the summer school program that Mr. Bowles and Mr. Peterson put together on the construction building group, who made a mill and everything else that had something to do with that, those 2 weeks that I was there off and on watching. I would also like to be able to discuss the location of our board meetings and the taping of them. And finally, my number 4 would be to do trimesters and semesters, please.
All right. John
Thank
got
you.
that in his notes.
I'm sorry, yes, thank you.
Anything else? I'm sorry, what? Okay, so do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Second, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So our regular board meeting is adjourned.